years old. I'm the
So
youngest.
you're hanging around at 14 with a gang involved with 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and you started when you were 12.
Yeah.
Are you still in it?
Well, I'm in a rehab right now. I've been in there for a month. It's in Florida. And I guess that's what got me out of it. I don't consider myself out of it, because right now, to tell you the truth, if they let me loose, I'd go right back to it.
You would?
Yes.
Do you still talk to these people?
No, we're not allowed to. We don't use the phone or anything like that.
So you feel basically pretty fragile. In other words, all of this is very delicate. It's just hanging by, you're basically in rehab by a thread here.
Yeah.
Because the day that you walk out of there, you would go right back to your friends.
Yeah.
Tina, sound familiar?
Yep.
How old are you now? 19?
19.
When did you start?
About a year and a half ago.
How did you get involved? I mean, you weren't 12, you weren't 14.
It was
you were
just
17 or so.
one of my best friends introduced me to all, his friends in La Familia.
But guns have affected your life, haven't they?
Yeah, they
What
have.
happened to your boyfriend 2 months ago?
2 months ago, he was stabbed in an argument, and he was protecting his friends. He took it for a friend, and 4 days later, he died.
And what happened last week?
Last week, one of my friends was found in his living room, shot in the head.
What's happened since you've come to New York City?
Well, I got a phone call last night from my best friend, and there's been 2 drive-bys and a shootout.
Members of La Familia, your group.
Yep.
Do you like them better than you like your family?
I like them as much as I do love them. I love them. They're my friends, We're like a family. We stick together.
I have talked to young women, girls, in situations like this. And what drives me crazy, and I think drives a lot of our audience out there crazy, is how do you say that you want more and would do more for your friends than you would your family? How does that happen? How does that take place in your mind?
Well, I don't go around shooting people and hanging out with my friends because I want attention. I do it because I feel that they love me, and I consider them my family. I do, and being around them makes me feel secure, more protective, and when you're gonna get into a fight with somebody, like let's say in the corner street or anything, you got your friends to back up. When I go to my mom, sometimes I come home from school and say, oh, Mom, I got into a fight. She wouldn't care. She would like, oh, what happened? I tell her, she's like, whatever, If I was with my friends, I have backup. I have somebody to talk to. I feel very open with my friends.
You sound tough and rough and mean. Do you want to feel that way?
Yeah.
You want to feel that way, Tina? Next, we will talk to a 15-year-old who tells us why she carried a weapon after this.
You're just protecting yourself, making sure you don't get in the crossfire, make sure you don't get hurt. And it's just one big thing. You just got to be careful, and most of us are. And that's how it is. Some people get hurt, some people are lucky. But everyone's time comes.
I got involved with the gangs when I was about 11 or 12, and then it started getting more intense. I tried a lot of different drugs, marijuana, LSD, pills, anything, just for that certain high.
Alcohol and drugs, the age of 11 and 12, more young women from suburban homes are joining gangs and taking up weapons. Jen is 16 years old. She's still in a gang. Christine is 14. Michelle is 15. And Christina is 16. All have used guns, knives, and their fists to protect themselves while in a gang. Christina, where did you get a gun?
From my mother. I stole it from her out of her closet.
When did she find out that you had it?
I guess about a year or 2 years after.
Would you take the gun to school?
Yeah, I took it everywhere I went.
Did your fellow gang members know that you had a gun?
Uh-huh. They would borrow it sometimes and, bring it back to me 2 days later or something.
No compulsion? I mean, you sound like this is just everyday life for you.
It was then.
It was?
Yeah.
Michelle, you don't really look like that, do you?
No.
Right. We've helped you with the disguise a bit, right?
Yeah.
What are you afraid of?
Well, I've done bad things and also have a gang after me.
You have a gang after you. Why?
It's pretty much a long story.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've done some bad things. Have you shot a gun?
Yep.
Do you feel powerful and proud to shoot a gun the way Christina describes being powerful with a gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in control.
You're in control, boy, and you're smiling and everything. Yeah, you're in control. Do you ever think about what you could do with that gun?
I didn't care.
You didn't care. Why didn't you care? Because that's the attitude your friends had in the gang?
Just the way I felt.
Just the way you felt. And those around you felt the same way? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Christina, are you in the gang still?
No.
Why not?
Well, I was put in a treatment center, but I've been away from my home for about 2 to 3 years, living on my own, basically. Living on the streets, taking care of myself, and being with friends that were in gangs who took care of me.
What's the deal with the colors? Is this a color for La Familia?
Yep.
Huh?
La vida.
How do you know? I mean, in other words, what is it that shows your fellow gang members that you're wearing the colors? I mean,
Bandanas.
bandanas?
And
Just the colors.
just the colors.
Not the...
No, that's our thing.
That's your thing?
Yeah.
That's the two of yours thing. Okay. What did your parents say when they found out that you were in a gang, Michelle?
Shocked.
Shocked?
Well, my mom she had a funny idea that I was. Because I always tagged up into my room and everything. But she never thought I was in it.
What would you tell her?
I don't know, she's like, what is this gang stuff? And I'm like, no, my friend. And just recently she found out that I was in it. She was shocked, but she had a funny feeling.
And you're still in it now. Do you ever think about leaving?
Once in a while.
Do you feel scared to leave?
No.
You could walk away and it wouldn't be any problem.
I could, but I don't want to.
Why not?
It's the way I feel.
But, it's what you feel. I mean, it's just the way you feel. There's got to be a reason for your feelings. What are the reasons for your feelings?
Because I've been with them for 3 years. How can I just, walk away?
They're your family, right?
Yep.
What's your mom?
My mom's family, but it's different. They were always there for me.
Yeah. What was the initiation like in your gang, Christine?
I had to fight 5 girls for 2 minutes.
You had to fight 5 girls for 2 minutes?
And stand off. I couldn't fall.
Fists?
Yeah.
That was how mine was, too.
Yep, mine too.
Other initiations are having sex with a gang member or the leader of a gang member or a couple of guys. I never had to go through that, but a lot of my friends did.
Yeah. What was your initiation was the same, Christina?
Yeah.
What did you have to do?
I had to fight 5 girls. They were huge, and I was not allowed to fall.
And how old were you at this time?
14.
You were 14 years old. Did you stand up the whole 2 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a bloody nose?
Oh, yeah.
How old is the oldest person in that gang?
The one I was in,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe 25, 23.
So a 25-year-old would take a 14-year-old and tell her that she had to stand up for 2 minutes and fight 5 girls.
She wanted to be in the gang, yeah.
Yep.
Was there ever a gun put to your head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that about?
I was hanging out by myself with maybe 3 of my friends up at Subway where we all used to hang out, and a gang that we were against came up and they recognized me and held a gun to my head saying that they were going to kill me. And that's why I got my mom's gun.
Tina, do you know who she is?
That's my boyfriend's sister.
That's your boyfriend's sister. Your boyfriend who was killed.
2 months ago.
Did you know about all the gangs?
Not really, no. I heard, he told me, but I didn't think it was that serious.
You didn't think it was serious?
No, not like this, no. Not until I went down there after he got stabbed. And then I saw everything. But I didn't,
Is there anything you could tell her now about gangs?
She should see it for herself, really. Because she knows, she saw my family, she saw what we all went through. So she was there throughout the whole thing.
Did your parents know that your brother was in a gang?
No, they knew, but we just thought it was just, you know, just people he hung out with.
This is what I don't understand. How come we don't know? How can these people take a gun out of her house for 2 years and nobody know? How does that happen? How does that happen? Guess who was most surprised to find out 2 of these girls were in gangs? Their mothers. We'll meet them next.
Usually, like, you know, when we're bored or anything, you know, if we're bored, that's when you get in trouble because we just like to break in instant and stuff. If we don't have a ride anywhere, the first thing we do is go for a car. You know, it's not ours. We go there. If we have a car, we want our own speaker systems and our own stereo, so we just take other people's.
That the girls will have sex with other guys in the gang just to get in. But I've seen initiations where girls, I've seen both, will get into a gang by fighting all the guys.
And we've heard that too today. We're talking with young women. I call them young women because I assume what they have been through means that they're more than girls. But they're from the suburbs. They're not on welfare. They're not in they don't sleep on the street. There are homes to go to. Joining us now are Karen. She is Christine's mom. And Janine is here with her daughter, Christina. What did you think when your daughter, Christina, when you found out that she had a gun?
When she had a gun, I was petrified. I never even thought she took the gun. I didn't know the gun was missing for almost a year. And then when I cleaned up the closet one day, cleaning out some stuff, I looked and the gun was gone. And I kept thinking that an old boyfriend of mine may have taken it. And it never even dawned on me that she would have taken it. It wasn't until later that I found the case that the gun came in her closet. And I just couldn't believe it. I still just felt like, no, there's no way.
You felt betrayed?
Oh, betrayed? Yeah, I felt betrayed. I felt afraid, too.
Only after that did you start asking questions?
Yeah, I asked questions, and she didn't tell me a lot. She told me a little bit.
Well, let's talk about how that discussions go on. Do you say, Christina, where you been? Who you been hanging out with? Who are your friends? Do you do all that?
I knew her friends. They came to my house. I knew her friends. Lots of them came to our house.
Nice people, nice kids?
Most of them were nice kids. I can't say they all dressed, you know, to what I would think was fine, but they were all nice kids. Some of them would sit there and call me mom and sit and talk with me. They really were looking for attention.
And these were the same people who would go out with guns, rob people, steal, shoot guns, drive-by shootings?
From our neighborhood, from our whole area. They'd hang out at the movie theater and she'd be, Mom, come on, pick us up. Pick my friend up, and I'd pick him up and drop him at the movies.
So you thought you were just like every suburban mom, taking your kid
to drop him at the movie theater. I'd even say, you're not hanging out in them gangs, are you? No, they hang out at Subway. That was just another gang, that's all.
Were you ever afraid, Christina, that your mom would find out?
No, there wasn't anything she could do about it.
Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Karen, what about you? How are you with Christine?
I confronted her for probably, it started about 2 years ago because I knew she was on drugs. I didn't know what, but the reactions that she had to our conversations, questions, the home life. But I didn't know she was in a gang, actually, until the school called me one day. And the fights and things, they called me down, and I'm like,
were you
this is not my daughter. Yeah, because it was like, you've got the wrong Christina. You know, there's 1,500 kids in school. Can't be my daughter. And it was.
When did all this change? I mean, when did you see these changes in your daughter? How old was she?
First time, 10 years old.
10?
We had just recently moved to Florida, and she seemed to adjust initially real well, and we were ecstatic. But it just seemed like within the first year of being here, the changes just started showing up. The kids she hung out with, the things that she did. She tried to take her life when she was in 4th grade because one of the other kids in school had done it, and their parents decided that they would never hassle them again if they just wouldn't do it again. And she thought, well, maybe she could do the same thing. You know, and from there it just escalated, and it's just gotten horrible. The past year has been a nightmare.
We have to find out the line here today as to what was so impressive about gangs for you all to join, and what most kids, we hope, say, I don't want to live, I don't want anything to do with that. What was the most impressive part of the gang for you, Christina? Ocean, how about it?
I have to say something. Some of the parents think that we start everything. It's not always us that start everything. You know, some girl comes up in my face with, you know, with some bull, you know, I'm not going to stand there, turn around, go and tell my mom, oh, Mom, this girl's bothering me.
Why?
I'm going to stand up for myself.
Why not? Why not go to your mom and say, Mom, this...
Because it's not worth it. You know, I'm not going to be known going around, you know, school thinking, you know, that I'm some little girl.
It looks like you're a wimp.
I don't think so.
They'll just keep on doing it.
What's that?
I said if you turn around and walk away, they'll come up to you again, and each time it'll get harder and harder and harder.
Why don't you just report them to school?
No, that's stupid.
Why is that stupid? That's why it's what it's supposed to be.
It's not going to solve anything.
Everybody can't talk at once.
If you don't stand up for yourself, they'll keep on doing it. And if you go to the school, they're not going to do much. The people are just going to get more angry, and they're just going to threaten you even more.
What happens is the kids, they will tell the people at school they're going on, that the problems are going on. They'll get suspended. They'll get sent home for a day. Or what eventually happened with our daughter was that they just kept pushing her to the next grade because she was a troublemaker. She could get good grades when she was at school, so it was just push her through, get the trouble kids out of there.
You know what a lot of parents in this audience, studio audience, and a lot of parents at home are saying about the two of you? You lost control.
Oh, yeah, we lost control. I agree. My daughter was beating kids up in school. I mean, I couldn't believe mothers were knocking on my door saying, I'm going to sue you because your daughter just busted my kid's lip open.
But we don't do stuff like that.
You don't agree?
I lost control of my daughter. I agree, totally.
I know that's the one thing I've gotten over is I do not feel, I don't want to say I'm not responsible at all, but not totally. She made decisions that she has to live by.
Oh, no.
I'd like to know just what fascinates you so much that you feel the gang and the killing and all that you do is more important than being raised in the family and being a regular human being in society.
There's nothing regular. Ocean? The thing I get out is the action. I like it.
The action?
I enjoy it.
Wow. Wow. The action. Next, we're going to meet a guy who says, if you're in a gang, kids, you're going to be dead. You're going to be dead after this.
You kind of wonder what's happening with our young people growing up. They're not getting, obviously not getting values.
It's really about time that we woke up and did something about firearms, the accessibility of children to firearms, and the ease with which children use violence.
About the real life in gangs.
Well, the bottom line is, you want to get whacked? You want to get a bullet put in your head? You want to get your neck slashed? You want to go to prison? That's the bottom line. That's what's going to happen.
If you get into a gang.
Bottom line. It's going to happen eventually to everybody here if they continue to stay in a gang.
Christina, you think you ever would go to jail?
No.
No? You think you'd go to jail now?
Oh, yeah, now I think so.
Okay. Let's go back up here. Michelle, you still are in the gang, right?
Yeah.
You ever think you're going to go to jail?
I really don't care.
Why don't you care?
Because I just don't.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you care about?
Nothing.
Yeah. You guys are getting mad back there, aren't you, Ocean?
Yes.
Right? Why are you getting mad?
Because nobody out there knows how we live. Nobody out there knows how it is in the gang.
What does that mean?
No, some parents are out there saying that the reason why we like action is for attention.
Yeah?
You know? We're not out there to seek attention. If we wanted attention, we can get it ourselves.
So what are you out there for? Just the action?
Yeah.
Just the action.
Excuse me, but when you said that people don't know how you live, we're almost the same age as you. Matter of fact, I'm older than you are, and I might be the same age as some of you. I live in suburbia. Only thing that's different between me and you, I have self-control. If one of my friends get hurt, I'm going to be there for them, but I'm not going to risk my life for them. And another thing, you have all these opportunities. What you need to worry about is getting an education. I'm 16 years old. I have more common sense than you do. What you need to worry about is getting an education so you can get ahead of life. Then you can go back and help your friends. That's how you help your friends.
First of all, when you get into these groups, you have to even question the gang members of these groups, because if they're older than you and they're still doing these same things, what are they leading you to? They're poor role models for you. You know how many people want to change places
But they like
with you?
them. They like them. Yeah, go ahead, Ocean.
Can I say something?
Sure.
What I'm telling you now is how I was. I have been in a rehab for a month. I am trying to help myself.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that's great. And I think that's great. So let me ask you this. In 1 month, how do you feel differently now than what you did a month ago?
Well, first of all, I don't do the things I have done back then. You know, one of my counselors are in there. She's right behind you.
Right. I'm going to talk to her.
Melanie.
Yeah.
And she knows I'm in her program, and I'm trying to make a difference of myself. Because what I did, when I look behind it, sometimes I sit there and I think, you know, laying in my room, that wasn't worth it. I go through therapy. I go to meetings. I sit there and I think all the time. It isn't easy for me. I went through 3 years, practically, being in a gang. It is not easy for me to just get out of it. I'm trying to help myself. It's not like I'm still doing the same things I did, you know?
I understand.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Let me ask Melanie this. What's the difference, Melanie, would you say, between Ocean and Michelle, who's sitting right next to her, who's still in a gang?
Not a lot. They both had a lot of life traumas and a lot of childhood negative experiences. So if you talk about a family base to go home to after school, they don't have much of one. Their mothers are busy taking care of the other kids.
Right. And what chance you think Michelle can get into rehab, or Michelle can get out of the gang, or Michelle can go a different way when she says she just doesn't care?
Yes, I do. It's a long, slow process, because we're a 6-month program where I work, and it takes a lot of time, and they have ups and downs, and Ocean there has had an incident already there. It takes time. You know, they've been living this way for a long time.
What would you give her chances?
Wow, I know them both, and I love them dearly. 99%.
You think they're gonna make it?
They're great girls, and they have our support at the facility, and they know they have their positive peer role models now, their friends from the center, and I think they'll do great.
All right, Christine, as I came in today, I saw you. You were really upset.
Yeah, I was.
Why were you upset?
These two girls in back of me, I've seen them around, and they hang around with some of the ex-gang members that I used to be with. And I just found out today that one of my best friends was killed last week, and his wake was Friday. And not only that, but at his wake, there was a shootout.
There was a drive-by.
It wasn't enough that he died, that there was a shootout at his wake.
Yeah.
We'll be back after this. We all know how emotional family reunions can be, but on the next
They are girlfriends.
Which is like girlfriends and girls we'd actually give a damn about.
Then we got bitches. They're already and then they're the ones that fight. And then we got the hoes that we just use for sex toys.
Is that what boys think of girls in gangs? How do the guys, Jen, in gangs treat the girls?
That was my friend, and he said that, you know, he said that about most people, but not everybody, you know? I mean, he's got friends that, you know, people love each other.
Maury, that was my ex-boyfriend from 6 months ago, and he was not like that. He was just getting out of the gangs, and he treated me very good. And I can't, this breaks my heart to see him say this. I can't believe that's him. I really can't.
Is this one of the, you're out of the gang, right?
Yeah, I'm in a treatment center along with these 3 girls.
You're in with Ocean and Michelle and Christina, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of the reasons why? I mean, when you see kids change like that?
Yeah, it scares me. I know what I went through. I'm using the drugs and hurting my mom.
The good thing is, you didn't change. You found something deep in you that said, I can't be that way.
I'm proud of it.
And I think that's what your therapist and your counselors are looking for. What they're looking for is those feelings within you that you can bring to the surface?
Everybody. I don't want to belittle what Chris has done because she did make a decision to change, but unfortunately her father and I had to threaten her.
Yeah, this is for Chris's mother. You said that she tried to commit suicide. I mean, was this... I'm sorry.
It's Christina's, right? Christina's mom.
I'm sorry. Yeah, wasn't that some kind of sign that something was wrong somewhere?
Yeah, that got her into her first rehab, too. I put her right into rehab.
But it didn't work?
No, it didn't work. It was short-term rehab. It was about 4 weeks. Then she went to another rehab when she relapsed, and that was 3 weeks. Then she relapsed again, and the last time she cut her wrist open and took an overdose of Valium and got drunk. And I went to the courts that time and had her Myers acted into a long-term rehab.
This is for the ladies that's still in the gang. I think you need to realize that you were born in this world by yourself and you don't need gang members to make you feel wanted because you're going to die by yourself.
Go ahead, Tina.
I'm not still in the gang, okay? Ever since my boyfriend was killed, I've stayed away from it because I can be next all the shootouts.
But this is only a month ago.
2 months ago. And another one of my friends died. I don't want to be next.
Everybody thinks that it's so bad, right? But I don't go out and I don't pull guns. I don't use guns, okay?
But does that make you the difference? I mean, is that
no,
the difference?
No, it's not that. I don't go around doing stuff like that. I wait until somebody comes to me. I don't go out and start fights.
Why would you even want to be around those people?
Because those are my friends. That's who I get along with. That's who I like. I don't like
friends. Maury, can I say something for a second?
Yeah. Kids that
the problem is a lot of kids that are young are getting recruited because they don't draw as much heat. So these girls don't even know that they're getting used.
And they're also more impressionable, aren't they? The younger you are. Yes. What would you want to say? Stand right up.
I want to know how y'all felt every time y'all go around and smoke or shoot someone.
Yeah. How did you feel when you carried that gun? Did you feel powerful, as we talked about before, Christina?
Yeah, definitely.
You never had any remorse?
I did.
You did?
I did. Because I shot someone.
I've never touched a gun in my life, and I never will. I don't think that it's right to go around shooting people. I mean, if that's what somebody's going to do, then they can do that, but I wouldn't shoot anybody.
Neither would I.
Yeah. Yes.
No need for weapons.
Yes, my question is to the parents. I'm a parent of 2 young ladies. One is 20 and one is 15. The question is, was there ever any signs that you could detect to determine that your child was going astray? I mean...
or going to get into trouble.
Going to get in trouble.
Yeah, for me, there was a lot of signs. I mean, they just all came about slowly. Skipping school, the low grades,
I mean, that's the way it always was. I mean, when I was growing up, if we did bad in school, I mean, somebody was going to be on your butt.
You do. I mean, you know, we've talked to teachers. Christina has been in 6 different programs. It's not like we ignored the signs. It's just trying to get to the grit of the problem. And unfortunately, the girls have not always been honest with us, which I'm sure everybody realizes, and you can't help someone who will not help themselves.
I would just like to say that I think one of the problems here is that none of these girls up here understand how precious a human life is. And some people would blame that on your age. I'm 17 years old, and I understand it, and it scares me to think that you're part of my future.
But why is that? I mean, why is
us up here are like that. I was in the gang when I was 14. I'm 16 now, and yes, I value my life.
I am trying to change, okay? You guys over here, I'm living in Florida. You don't know how much hard I'm trying to change. I'm trying
I know you're trying to change. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
And if you guys have a problem with that, oh, well, this is my life, and I'm trying to deal with it. I'm trying to help myself, and it isn't easy. I'm trying to do it. I haven't seen my father since I was 6 years old. My father's living up here. He doesn't even have the guts to call me, find out how I'm doing.
You can't blame it on somebody else, though. It's your problem.
We'll be back after this.
I just wanted to be cared about, so I did whatever it took to have those feelings of being cared for. And I guess that took being in a gang, you know, because that's what I felt. Or having sex with the leader or somebody that's in the gang. You know, when you're at parties and stuff, a lot of the guys get really, you know, they're drunk or they're high or whatever. And, you know, they take advantage of you a lot, and if you want to or not. You know, that's a situation that I was put in that basically ruined part of my life, you know, because that's something that's very hard to deal with when that happens.
I've been threatened by gangs once in my school. Well, many times I've been threatened by people, but I was threatened by a gang, and 12
Boys, girls?
Girls. They surrounded me. They said they didn't like the way I looked, the way I dressed. In school, they surrounded me. They told me if I came around them anymore, they were going to hurt me. They said they would get me after school if they couldn't get me in school, just because they didn't like the way I looked or the way I dressed or whatever.
And how did you react to that?
I get it from some people, but I've learned to deal with it.
How do you deal with it?
Well, I'm going to be who I'm going to be, and nobody's going to stop me. A lot of people in school, people have guts. They come up to me, they'll pull my hair. They don't like, what I'm wearing, whatever. And I tell them, look, this is the way I want to be. If you don't, if you can't deal with it, then we'll talk about it. But I talk to people. I don't believe in violence. And people respect me because of that.
Okay.
And people will respect me.
We're not respected?
What? Who said we're not respected?
You're going through a tough time. What's bothering you? You're so sad.
Because I'm trying to change and
Nobody's against you. Believe me, nobody's against you. It takes a lot of guts to change. You know that? It really takes a lot of guts. You're showing a lot of courage. Okay? Stick with it. Really stick with it.
Don't even bother what anybody says, it's just what you feel. All right?
You know a lot of people are always going to misjudge you and not understand what you've gone through. Okay? And you've got some good help out here. You've got your counselor here. You're going through this program. You're going to make it. Okay? All right? Okay? Don't cry. Don't cry. It makes me cry, okay? We'll be back. All right. We'll be back. Okay? Christina and Christine and Michelle and Ocean are having a lot of success, we hope. And we want to give you as much encouragement and support as we possibly can. And Jen and Tina, have we been impressed enough to maybe change the road we're walking down?
I just have one thing to say. All people in gangs are not bad. There's good people. There's people who look out for their friends. There's people who love their friends and take care of their friends. I will not go out and shoot anybody. I will not go out and stab anybody. I will stand up for my friends, and I will do it. And like you said that people tried you because of what you look like. You don't know. This is not how I dress. I wear bell bottoms. Can you believe that? I wear bell bottoms. That's my style.
What's that, Ocean?
You don't believe that?
If there's any girls out there who are in a gang, who want to be in a gang, it really isn't worth it. Just get out of it now. Try to help yourself. Okay. Don't let your parents go through a hard time. Because...
Not good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Karen. Vince, thank you very much. Your film looks terrific. I thank all of you for being with us. Thank you out there, everyone. Until next time, America. Tomorrow, we're reuniting our guests with long-lost family members. But here's the twist. We're going on location to surprise them tomorrow.
A promotional fee has been provided by